this next match is one of two matches here tonight that wasn't 100% decided by the internet and randomly generating matches. It was by default determined before the show happened that Cash Money had to defend his world title in a match. By far, not like the match type, his opponent, whatever, was randomized, but he had to defend his title. In response to that, the tag team champions, the new tag team champions, Blood Money, aka Ken Dahl and O'Shea Bayek, came out and said, we want to be thrown in there too. We want random opponents. We want the chance to defend our titles for the first time and have some sort of challenge put together against us. While they may not see eye to eye on most things, Ken Dahl and O'Shea Bayek both have stated to me and the higher-ups in the back they wanted this match. So this match was a Falls Count Anywhere match determined by the randomization, and the tag team they're facing is randomized, but they were by default had to be in a match defending their titles like Cash Money. I mean, I'm going to obligate them if they want a chance to prove themselves here tonight. I won't deny them that. And Bad Boy David and Billy Devoll were the randomized tag team of them. And we have Officer Bayek managing the tag team champions. We have the legendary Ken Shamrock defending the challengers. This will be a very much so wild card. Here we are, folks. The first title match of the night. And we have...
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Continental Impact Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 222 pounds, Bad Boy David.
Bad Boy David coming to the company shortly after the World Tour, taking that TPW World Championship that's destroyed in his hands, mind you. He took a sledgehammer to that in the TPW International Championships back at War of the Worlds, after he combined both of them, becoming the undisputed champion of Total Power Wrestling. That belt, while still looking fairly decent, has been cracked and smashed, and he's been carrying that championship around with him ever since as like a reward, like something he's claimed and he's got. It's interesting that he continues to carry that thing around.
And his partner, accompanied by Bad Boy David, representing the Union from Grand Rapids, Michigan, weighing in at 160 pounds, Bulldozer, Billy the Devoll.
And we got, this is a very interesting tag team, because Billy Devoll, the Bulldozer, has been taking his MMA style and dominating ever since prior to the World Tour, being managed by his mentor Ken Shamrock, his trainer Cole Quinn, who is not here tonight, and he's teaming up with Bad Boy David, who, for all purposes, he came from the he has been traveling as the Total Power Wrestling International Champion for years. After, sadly, me and Patrick's company went under a few years ago, and defending that belt around the world, took it to Total Power Wrestling, and from the belt to CKW, and then combined it with the world title of Markiplier, becoming the undisputed TPW champion. And while he threw away the international championship, he's carrying that cracked, destroyed world title with him, because he demolished TPW. He ended it as the totally undisputed TPW champion, and now is contracted here in CKW. It's crazy to think. The company I ran with Patrick years ago kind of came back to Impact Total Power. Total Power Wrestling came back to Impact CKW.
And introducing the champions, accompanied by Bulldozer, Billy the Devil.
This announcer's stupid.
Weight of 500 pounds. They are the
Tag Team Champions of CKW. Man, this is the same announcer that messed up. I can't believe I decided to keep him around from Tag for the Gold. The CKW Tag Team Champions, Ken Dow and O'Shea Bayek, a.k.a. Blood Money, accompanied to the ring by Officer Tim, the hired security of Ken Dow, and the company's hired security and manager for O'Shea Bayek, forcing them to be a tag team. This is their first defense since winning the titles off of Renegade X at Enemy Lines, and they wanted their first match to be a big one. They wanted their first match to be really special, so they accepted being Default, taking on Random Tag Team here tonight. And it is a random tag team. Billy Devoll and Bad Boy David. Oh my. They had a hellacious elimination tag team match. Oh, there's Officer Tim. A hellacious match of the night worthy even, and it was one of the candidates for match of the year last year, which is really crazy. It was like last minute too, the last show of the year, and they won the tag team titles in spectacular fashion. And we have the tag team champions here, Blood Money, who formed during the World Tour after having a blood feud back and forth prior to the tour. My God, folks. The history of our tag team championship has been all over the place since the beginning of Season 1. And since the first Tag for the Gold tournament, when the Sensation won it. Remember when A-List and Shawn X used to be friends in the tag team? Here we are. It is a Falls Count Anywhere tag team match. And here we go. Starts off Ken Dow. Starts off Bad Boy David. Gets thrown right into the turnbuckle. He takes him down. And gets a running big boot. Telling him to get back up. It's not elimination. There's one pinfall, but it can happen outside the ring, and both teams brought managers. Both teams have an outside force. Snapmare. Takedown. But no, Ken Dow is able to get out right away. And a punch. Ken Dow, for as much of an asshole as he is, has become quite the fan favorite with some fans ever since officially teaming up with O'Shea Bayek. And we got Officer Tim out here I would keep the peace with his man, Ken Dow. And the referee, anything can happen. You can pin outside the ring. Chop! And he catches him with a back suplex. The fans here, a bunch of them on their feet. You have O'Shea Bayek, who is a fan favorite for as monstrous as he is. You have Ken Dow, who has some fans, and his team is quite liked. Then you have the one and only Bad Boy David, who people in people of CKW still really don't know. Although the indie scene and international scene over the last few years, he has went and traveled with that TPW International Championship and has destroyed it and locked it away in some sort of case probably in his house and is carrying the destroyed world championship that he won off of Markiplier. And signed a contract to come to CKW. He's signified that TPW is dead, and he's going to continue the rest of his career now in CKW. And we have Billy Devoll, who's trying to join the world of wrestling like his mentor Ken Shamrock did, bringing MMA, a back suplex off the top turnbuckle. And the referee decides to get back into the ring. And a punch from the tag team champion throws him into the turnbuckle and tags in. The one and only O'Shea Bayek has him up. Dropped. The fans here. And we got the fans here going crazy for O'Shea Bayek, who was taunting for the crowd here. Didn't realize that O'Shea, can't, but he does not go down. He did not go down. Oh, but that kick took him down. But no, the monster size difference between Billy and O'Shea. And he lifts him up for a tombstone. Or just pile driver, but it was basically dropped on his head. And now he's hulking up. He's just beasting up here. He's telling him he's got this, but there's fans here cheering for O'Shea Bayek. And he gets pushed to the mat. And O'Shea Bayek. O'Shea has him. Bayek has a chokehold on him. And he keeps letting these guys tag. Oh, and a big boot. Bad Boy David ran into the big boot. O'Shea Bayek was almost out there with Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock out there watching over his man. We got fans here on their feet. And he throws him into the referee, knocking the referee over, but the referee's able to recuperate. Oh, he kicks out of it. He kicks out of it. This is their first defense, and this is a challenge for them. Taking on opponents they were not prepared entirely for. O'Shea Bayek and Ken and O'Shea have never fought David and Billy. This is something. Reversal. Oh! He took him. And he smashed his face. The mask pushed directly into his face. And he threw him right into his officer, Tim Bodyguard. Oh, off the side of it. Ringside pole. DDT! 1, 2, 3. Holy hell! I didn't think that would be enough, but David was keeping O'Shea Bayek away from Kendall, attacking him, beating him up, shoving him into the ringside pole, crushing that mask into his face, and then crushing the mask into the freaking outside of the ring. Their first defense, and we have new. My God, we have new tag team champions already on their first defense. Blood Money lost the titles, and the fans here in Chicago are booing the hell out of Billy and David. And we have Kendall, who he's looking annoyed and pissed at O'Shea. And Officer Tim's trying to keep him calm down outside the ring.